chapter 4, Mishnah 29. Hu haya omer, he used to say, Hayeladim limot. People are born in order to die. Children are destined to die. Every human being is on a slow path to death. Chamesim lechayot, and the dead are on a path to resurrection. The death will be brought back to life. V'chachayim lidon, and the living will go to judgment. That's it. If you're alive, you're on your way to die. If you're dead, you're on your way to resurrection. And everyone will be brought to judgment. Why is the world structured that way? Leda, to make known, to know, the chodia uchivada, right? In order that they should know, that they should make known, and that they should then realize, right? That they should know, teach, and realize or make known, become real with this. The world was created so that the living will die and the dead will be resurrected and everyone goes to judgment in order to know, to make known, and to be real with this concept. Shehu El, that he is God. Hu Yotzer, he is the former, the one that forms. Hu Bore, he is the one who creates. Hu Mavin, he's the one who understands. Hu Dayan, he is the one who judges. Hu Ha'ed, he is the witness. Hu Baal Din, he's the litigant. Hu Atid Ladon, and he in the end will judge. Baruch Hu she'en lafanav lo ola v'lo shicha v'lo mashu ponim. And there's not going to be any iniquity, no cheating, no forgetfulness, no favoritism, no acceptance, no bribery, for everything is his. The world was created with a purpose. Nothing is random. Nothing is meaningless. Nothing is just here for show. God created a world in which human beings are born and must die. That they're going to suffer, but they're going to thrive. You're going to be born, you're going to have a life, you're going to have pleasure, kids and food and money and dancing and music and trees, and life will be wonderful and it will be snatched from you and you will die. And the dead will be brought back. There's no sleep for the dead either. Right? They'll be brought back into this world. And in the end, everyone will stand and be judged. Meaning, nothing slips by. Everything will be accounted for. Right? We talked before between two forms of judgment. You'll be judged both on what you did and what you could have done. Everything is accounted for. Everything is tracked. Right? All this whole huge play is put together, and everything is made meaningful, and everything is accounted for, and everything is measured. Why? So that you should know that there's a God. Not only should you know there's a God, so that you can show others that there's a God. But I live in a universe that was created. I live in a world where I've got a relationship with my Creator, where there's someone paying attention and it matters, and nothing is insignificant. Cancer is not insignificant, and cars aren't traffic tickets, and stubbed toes, and global warming, and weather, and storms, and peace, and prosperity, and joy. It's all meaningful. That you have to know it, and you have to teach it, but probably the hardest thing is you have to be real with it. You have to realize it. It's not an abstract intellectual thing. That when you wake up and say, oh, do I feel miserable? This chemo is just miserable. That you can't just abstractly know, I live in a world controlled by God and this is all meaningful and purposeful. You got to work your way past meat and say, it's real. Right? I live in a world controlled by God. So what is that world? You need to know that He is God. The all-powerful, supreme, everything runs under a system. That He's a Yotzer and a Borei. It's funny, often these two are reversed. I'm going to do it in order. Usually we use Borei as creator ex nihilo, and Yotzer as the one who formed, the one who shapes, molds. But you can do it the opposite direction, which is Yotzer. He's the one who formed, right? Creator. That God created, He's the architect. Well, in this case we use Yotzer as the architect. God designs the nature of creation. Everything that exists, from that bag to this table to physics, one of the most beautiful things to learn Torah is to study cosmology. Is to look at the anthropic principle, just how beautifully the universe is designed to make it possible for us to exist as intelligent life. That everything is set up, right? From the structure of carbon atoms to our position in the galaxy to everything is beautiful. Yotzer is that there's an architect. And God says He created Torah first and then looked into it to create the universe. That's Yotzer. Right? He created the model, Borei, that He physically created it. He brought it into existence to match the guide. Right? There's not only that everything is planned, everything was designed first. And then He created it. And then Hu HaMevi, He understands. We believe in a concept of creator, sustainer, and supervisor. Creator means God created it at the beginning. That He designed the universe. Sustainer means that every instant He recreates the universe. That's in this case Borei. That if you picture it like a TV tube, right? As long as the electricity is on, shooting those, right, turning on in this case the LEDs or shooting the cathode ray gun, then you got an image. The instant you pull the power, it ceases instantly. If God ceased to recreate the universe in any instant, the universe would cease to exist. There is no independent, carried forward inertia that would keep the universe running. Each instant God recreates it. The idea of a mavin means He recreates it with understanding. That God reacts to your will as He recreates you each instant. Right? As long as He's got to redraw you anyways, He might as well pay attention to who you are and draw you in a way that's appropriate to who you are. He's a mavin. He understands who you are. He knows what you need. Right? We don't believe in a celestial watchmaker that created laws of physics and went away. He's a Yotzer. He made laws of physics. He's a Borei. He's recreating the world in every instant. But He's also a Mavin. He understands what the universe needs. And in this instant, right, He's recreating the world according to what you need. Hu HaDayan, Hu HaAid, Hu HaBaldin. He is the Dayan. Right? What happens to you, where you're going, it's all judged. There is no flippancy. There is no randomness. There is no anarchy. God looks and says, who are you and what do you need? And the world is recreated each instant and you're judged. God will give you exactly what's appropriate for you. That He's the aid. He's the witness who sees what you need. He's paying attention. He doesn't need anyone else to tell Him who you are or what you need. He's there. But He's also the litigant. He's got a stake. A litigant is a person who's involved, right? He's got a stake in who you are. You're His child. He made you. He wants you to grow. He wants you to be connected to Him. He wants nothing but the best for you, right? He is an advocate for your existence. If that means you need punishment, He'll argue for punishment. If you need reward, He'll argue, but He's not indifferent to you. A litigant is never indifferent. You have to recognize this. Now, this path that we've walked through, God is the designer of the universe. He designed the fundamental concept of what a universe should be. He created a universe, a playground for those rules to take place in. He's paying attention to you every instant, and He has nothing but understanding for who you are and what you need. Right? But He holds you accountable. He's a judge. He's a witness. He sees you. You can't lie to Him. He knows exactly what you are. And he's got a stake. He's the litigant. He cares. Even if you don't care. He's got a position. V'hu atid l'dan. And in the end, he will judge you. Ultimately, you will be held accountable for every choice you make. For the good you've done, for the good you failed to do. But blessed is he, because there's no lying in front of him. There's no forgetfulness, there's no favoritism, there's no bribes. Everything is his. You don't have to worry that you're not going to get a fair trial. You don't have to worry that he's not going to cut you slack. You don't have to worry he's going to make a mistake. You just honestly be you. You do what's you can't. You don't have to worry that you're going to go to him and say, "But boss, I wasn't capable of it," and think that he's going to judge you harshly based on what was possible. He's going to judge you exactly as appropriate for you. He's going to cut you the slack that you need. If there's a place where you did your best, he'll give you credit for doing your best. Right? There's no bribery. No one else can convince him to give you a hard time. He's not going to miss anything. Right? The judgment is perfect. V'da, you should know, shakol lafi hacheshbon, everything is done according to the accounting. Everything is done with integrity. You do good, you do evil, he makes a list. You build and you destroy, he makes a list. And in the end, he'll lay it out for you and say, this is what you were. This is what you made. V'al yivtichacha Yitzracha shehashoel beit manusloch. And you should not let your Yetzer Hara convince you that you can escape. Right? I tell my wife, this whole cancer thing, I just want to run away. A couple of times, but you can't. It's in you. You know what? God's put you in the game. You're in the arena. There's no getting away. Don't think that, I'm just going to hide. I'll just die. And I'm done. He says it isn't. There's no way out. Sha'al korcha ata notzar. You were born against your will. V'al korcha ata nolad. You were formed and designed against your will. You were born against your will. V'al korcha ata chai. And you live against your will. V'al korcha ata mate. And in the end you will die whether you like it or not. And in the end, like it or not, the King of Kings will drag you before his throne in judgment. You are in the game. Right? We saw in the Mishnah that says, what's the straight path that a person should choose for himself? And we talked about that it was borer, not bocher. That you can't just pick any old path. Some paths aren't open to you. God puts you in a life and says, here's the paths that are available. So he says, ultimately, this is the path. He says, I made you. I created you to meet a set of challenges in my world. And I put the appropriate neshama into you. And I put you into the arena. You were born. And now you're here. And I'll take you out when I'm done with you. And I will judge you. And you can't hide in a grave, and there's no excuses, and you can't say I didn't mean it and I didn't want it. You are in the game. Get it done. No excuses. That's our Mishnah.